Yeah, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to teamfortress.tv. We got some awesome Team Fortress action coming your way. ETF2L Season 34, Week 5, top 5 rocket versus das liest ist doof. And well, I am eXtine, and I am joined with ArchRhythm on production and Wandum in the booth. How you doing, Juan?
Hello, what's up? I'm good. Solid long day, ready to cast some TF2, not do uni homework, because I'm a bad student. Exciting game.
Excellent. Yeah, who needs homework, especially when you got TF2. That's some good procrastination. Take care of games first, but then get that homework done. Just, you got all night for that, and right now it's match time. That's what time it is. And we got two stacked rosters here. I'm excited for it. I don't know a lot about the Germans, though. Do you think you could fill me in a bit?
Well, okay, so on the Germans right now, they're a bit of a refreshed roster compared to the old German team we've seen from last season. And a very important footnote, however, already to point out, is the fact that Menti will be playing medic for them. Usually they have a guy called LSD, also known as Lemon Star Dude, to the completely initiated in European culture.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're a pretty new roster. They played Div 1 last season, and they did pretty well for themselves. They have some very old players in Rising and Fishkoff who have been around the game for absolutely ever, and they've also mixed in some new blood in the form of their scouts, Foxy and Gazzy. They're both fairly new to Prem. I'm pretty sure this is Gazzy's first season. And yeah, Foxy's been around for a season or two, but I think he's not been around. He's not been around as much as Rising and Fishkoff have, nor as much as Menti has. Like, he hasn't played for a while, but he did also have a season or two in Prem, and yeah, he's a decent medic.
Cool. Well, yeah, Fishkoff's like the only name I really recognized. I'm excited to see what they can do here. Currently, they are at the bottom of the premiership table. But at the same time, top 5 rockets 2 and 3, so sort of feel like that could be in reach for the Germans, das. And the top 5 rockets, though, pretty stacked roster. You mentioned that the scouts from this German team are a little bit newer. They have some stiff opposition with Neo and Sorex. Sorex, I would say, a known fragger. Then you also got Korback, D-Mool, then Elacour on Demoman. He's going to be spitting out man damage, and Ace on medic. I'm not sure I know much about Ace. Is he a newer player on the invite scene?
Ace has actually been around for a while, but mostly in the pug community, where he plays a lot of pugs, and he's the savior of what I like to call the B pug, or the community is dubbed the B pug. He'll go in and he'll sacrifice himself and play with lesser players as the medic. But he's really good. He has good mechanics. Admirable. He's also really good at calling, actually. So it's exciting to see that the Frenchies actually bring in some players that aren't French. It's a revolution of our time. Yeah, it's exciting.
That's good. I mean, they're really friendly people at heart. The French, they get a bad rap, in my opinion. They like their things. They like their culture. They like to share those things. So glad to see them bringing in some new blood, some new talent. And speaking of new things, Reckoner still feels kind of new to me. I'm a little bit more experienced with it, but what do you feel? Do you feel like this map is carving a niche for itself out in Europe, or it's just kind of gonna get cut next season, or what?
I think it's better than Logjam for sure. It has a lot more opportunity to do interesting things. I think Logjam is very, very scout and sniper centric, whereas Reckoner is a bit more. It allows for a lot more room for the soldiers to actually do something, which is nowadays it's a rarity. I think the last leaves a little bit to be desired. It's kind of difficult to push, but overall I think it's a very good map, honestly. Mid fights are kind of exciting. They end really quickly most of the time due to the way the mid shaped with the 2 crates. It's gonna be hopefully some fast stuff. Also, this map is also kind of notorious for being an absolute Demoman playground. So if there's a map where Elacour goes absolutely crazy, it's going to be this map, and also a Viaduct as well, which we're going to look at later.
Right, Viaduct always interesting as well in terms of off classes that might show up, unorthodox strategies. I mean, even if it's just a sniper, there's always even kind of the team-centric choice of, well, did you drop your scout? Did you drop your roamer? And then, of course, how is the team, capable of doing that? Plus, I just like seeing snipers pop off. In my opinion, people kind of complain about that, the sniper's OP, and it's sort of just like, what if someone was able to just like jump over all the opponents in basketball and just like slam dunk all the time? I'm like, that sounds awesome. Like, let's see it. If somebody could really just snipe all the time and hit all their shots, legitimately, I should say. I mean, that's amazing. I want to see it, but we're
the people,
right now.
The people who don't like this idea need to go watch the amazing anime Kuroko no Basket, where there is exactly the character you are describing. But I think we are going live eXtine.
I'm glad we got some references in the animes. I hear we got some anime weeboos on the playing field here today. We'll see what they can pull off. It will be anime-esque victory. Hopefully we will get a fantastic match here. Our first map, our first mid. Let's see what happens.
As we are alive for the first mid. Demo's actually going to jump in very, very quickly here. Does find some early damage, but does...
You cut off for me there. I'm not sure if Arch is getting you. I'm just going to keep carrying on though. It does look like the Germans are going to be able to get the edge here. Menti is still up with Voxy and Gazi, while Ace out with Neo. Muted, unmuted.
Yeah, the soldier aggression not really finding its mark going in there. They had a pretty good position when Demul jumped in, but he just wasn't really able to find any of the follow-up frags with the rest of his team.
Yeah.
The Germans were able to clean up efficiently, and they find themselves first victory. However, it's only an 80% Uber, or it's only a 20% Uber charge advantage for the Germans, or for the Frenchies, might I add. I don't really think we'll see that much happening off this. Demo's just setting stickies on lower, and I think we're heading into a fun little stalemate.
Yeah, they're a little bit encouraged about it, but this is one of those kind of fundamental positions where you really should, just kind of be patient. I was in this position recently with my team, and you're kind of like, we feel like winners. We want to be winners. Let's just push, even though this situation is not really all that good. No. Pump the brakes a little bit. We're going to get into stalemate mode, but, that's part of TF2. And now teams are kind of just going to calm down. We're going to see how one of these teams can try to get an advantage here.
Yeah, probably just looking for a sack in from either of the soldiers. The Germans, so far from what I've seen, they're a really big fan of sacking and rising, or Fishkoff, depending on what the situation calls for. But on this map, one of the complaints with Reckoner, actually, we do see the soldier bombing in right now. 8 loss as well, going down to a sticky trap from Elikor, however. They lost 2 people, and the Demo Man is so important when you're trying to hold him. They're just going to push under immediately right now. Elikor, he's jumping in, but the Germans, they want no part of it. They're already on second. They've backed off so far. Just losing the Demo, it's so hard to hold or do anything. And now the tables seem to have turned. Soldier Demul is actually jumping in so far, but his team's not following up. But now Elikor, he's caught.
Yeah,
Sark's taking a lot of damage as well.
Korvac coming in from the side did get that pop out on Menti though. And red team, the Germans, pushing forward kind of awkwardly with it. Not really going to be able to kind of penetrate in the mid, but they're still trying, and they are pushing into an overcharge here. So... well, yeah, sort of an awkward drive push and an even more awkward pop. I really don't think he had any reason to do so, but they're trying to capitalize on, trying to get Menti. Elikor with the big pipes, though. A 2K on the corner there.
Yeah,
this is what I remember from this map is huge Demoman kills on crit screen in that corner. And Demoman flying through in this last point. That's definitely some big memories, some big plays have been made on this map. Right now, Gazi, speaking of big, on that heavy weapons guy on last. He's got some sideburns. I like the look. Oh no, he's off heavy weapons guy.
Yeah, the Germans, they do find themselves a 40% advantage here. Actually, it's only 30%, but they're going to come in anyway. Menti, however, he's going to get jumped by Demul immediately. He's actually going to drop the Uber. Welcome to the game. As now, Elikor, he's going to walk back in with the rest of his team. Does find another frag onto the scout here. He's 15 HP though. He's very low. He's just going to get picked up by 8 loss. Actually does find a nice pipe there onto Sorex. 8 loss down as well though, but it's still 100% overcharge advantage now for Ace. Maybe they're just going to wait for their players. It's probably the safer play. Soldier, he's jumping onto the point. Actually does find callback. That's not something you want to see here when they're looking to push in.
That was really smart by Rising. The cap didn't get captured there. That was one of those situations, when your medic's pushing out and you're trying to push out from last, your medic goes down. If you can capture second, the other team has to recap. You bought yourself some time. I need to stop talking because the Uber's in on last. They're on top of Gazi. They get the kill there. Elikor did go down in the meantime, though. Unfortunate timing with that Uber charge. So now it's kind of an awkward situation. It's a 5-on-5 fight with a level 1 sentry gun as well, though. So they're not going to go in. They're just going to back up and try to reset. There will be an overcharge advantage here for the defensive team.
It's so hard when you lose your demo man that quickly into the last push. It's he's extremely vital in order to lock down when it comes to locking down the enemy team. Now they're just going to sit on the low ground on second, try to sort of maybe stall a little bit, trying to build their own Uber, but Menti, he's already at 90%, doesn't actually have it yet though. This might actually be a little bit of a risky push, but no, the top 5, they're just going to decide that they're not even going to try to hold that. They know that they're 90% already, they can just hold middle. It's going to be even Uber charges again. Maybe this... It's going to be... I don't know. Maybe one person will finally decide that it's time to just go in for the standard sack. And maybe it'll work this time? Who knows?
Yeah, they got the one. I mean, the play before, it was the trap on the door. It was like the soldier came in, didn't quite get enough damage. Then there was a huge trap on the door. Right now, it's kind of Foxy getting caught out at the same time that Fishkoff and Rising were being really aggressive. So it's 3 down for the German team. They're backing up. The overcharge did get exchanged. This match has been very back and forth. With the top 5 Rockets are charging forward, trying to get pressure on this last. But again, there is going to be an overcharge. Demul doesn't get the frag. Players on the point. That's Korvac. Overcharge has been used. Korvac gets trapped out, but blue team backing out safely. The rest of the team.
Yeah, the Ubercharge was popped up really early there, but Eloquent goes down as well. Ace is so low. The Frenchies kind of have to leave this. They can't really hold it. They're walking back in now with the heals. But Menti, however, he's still alive. They don't have soldiers to hold the high ground on the German side, so Demul and the other soldier in callback, they're just going to jump back in. That was kind of a bad situation for top 5. They ended up expending a lot just to try and force out the Uber. They went for the point because they know that it would force the enemy to kind of pop the Uber. They didn't really have positioning on the point besides that heavy, but the heavy can just do so much of this last point. It's pretty much required to kill him if you want to cap the point, and without a demo man in Elokor or something, it's going to be really difficult. But the Uber is actually popped down. Elokor is just going to walk forward with his Uber charge. Doesn't actually kill the sentry now. Voxy, he's on the heavy. No sideburns for you right now. Fishkoff, he's dropping down dangerously low, but there's still stickies on the point. Rising, he's jumping on it. But Menti is going down to Elokor. He's just walking forward. He's doing so much damage right now. And it might not be enough. Wow, Voxy, he's finding the kills.
Yeah, this is a crazy extended last push. Just the frags coming up from the respawners. You mentioned the stickies on last, just sticking in there, Rising, jumping around. There just wasn't enough time to really get that full pressure on point. And excellent job defensively. Ace will back up with the Uber charge. And this has just been fantastic TF2 so far.
Yeah, 50% Uber charge advantage for the side of top 5 right now. We'll see if they'll actually be able to do anything. The Germans, they're holding extremely passively. Looks like they definitely know that the Uber charge advantage is in place. So the Frenchies, they're actually going to be taking this already. They're taking a lot of space onto second. They're just clearing away stickies, trying to check for hiders and traps and so on. But Gazzy, he's already built a sentry gun on last. The Germans not even wanting anything to do with it. It's still a 50% Uber charge advantage. Elokor is just going to take the Uber straight in from main into the classic alley jump, and now he's going to spam down the sentry gun. Everything's going to be taking so much damage here as he just sticks up the spawn. He finds Mentalex again, but Foxy, he's still not dead. Neo, however, and Demul, they're finding kills, but Elokor, he's dead already. It's just 8 lost alive right now. He does find the one pipe onto Demul, but he's not going to be able to find the kill onto Sorex and Neo. On point for top 5.
Yeah, that timeout was just a much cleaner push. Ace doing a good job of staying in close with his players, and they're just finding the frags that they needed to, picking off players. Very good first round, 8 minutes long, but back and forth both directions. Certainly seemed like top 5 Rockets had a bit of an edge there. They did come out ahead with the round, but really feel like, you know, besides that drop, there weren't too many mistakes from the German side.
Yeah, it was probably the right or the correct way of thinking. We are going into the second mid fight of the game now, and Elokor is just going to be laying down some traps early on. But Voxy, however, he's trying to clean up this soldier aggression from pullback. He's actually being fairly successful. Both soldiers are dead right now, and it seems like the aggression has just been completely shut down. This soldier bomb is doing so much work out of Rising there, not finding any kills, but definitely forcing them out of the mid.
Yeah, again, nice plays from the German side. It was Korvac coming in super aggressively at first. He couldn't quite find the finish on Adelos, did get really good damage there. After that, mid just really didn't go their way. Ace will have the Uber charge a little bit ahead, but not really a impactful situation.
Yeah, Voxy.
Well, Voxy, yeah.
Ooh.
Ouch. Ouch.
Maybe some miscommunication coming out there from the German side. Voxy just being a little bit too ahead of his team.
That was
not
one of those.
able
It
to
tied
find
into the Ubercharge disadvantage. That was, I mean, you know, disadvantage, maybe not right the term, but he was a little bit behind on the building, and I think Voxy was like, okay, well, we should have it, right? We should be pushing, but it just wasn't there yet, and he got caught out.
Demul is now up on the sniper. If there's a man on the side of top 5 that you want to be sniping, it's probably this guy. Neo is known for sniper as well, but Demul is so good, however. The angles on this map are pretty difficult to find. This Demul, he's actually just peeking through Toxic right now. He tries to find something, but again, this sightline doesn't really give you that much, and now he's just going to be run at by the entire enemy team. Jumpman's just trying desperately to shut him down. Nobody's really able to find him pick, though. He's just back to the stalemate.
Yeah, this is not bad for either team. You know, Germans certainly want to be able to find a way in here, but they want to do it safely. Top 5 Rocket are up 1-0, so they have some time to work here. And with this sniper, he can kind of just try to really lock some angles down. Find a headshot of somebody who presents themselves here. There's several options, but not able to connect. He takes some damage as well, but will be able to get back to the medic.
Yeah, the sniper angles, especially from second into mid, are pretty difficult to actually make work. As you can see, Menti, he's just playing around this corner. Menti was actually around previously when this sniper was a thing, but huge headshot onto Fishkoff does immediately go down. However, I don't really think this will convert much of anything, but Rising, he's sitting on low already. He's actually pretty aggressive here. Might go for a jump soon. He's dangerously close to those stickies though. But Rising, he's just gonna get picked off. They're walking in the middle now.
Yeah, and it was the same trap on the door on the right side that got the kill on Boxy, enabling that pressure on Rising, and they're going to keep it up as well. Fishkoff on the side. Going to have to watch out for Korvac coming around in a second here. Actually does almost hit that air shot on him, but Korvac able to get out barely.
Yeah, and we're now seeing Rising. He's counter sniping, which obviously just one of the favorite things. He does find a nice headshot there onto Elico almost immediately doing himself one better than Demul. He doesn't quite find the shot onto Korvac, but now the pick onto the demo is so important here. They're just going to walk forwards. They do find the pick onto Korvac in lower. Uber's popped up from the top 5 side. Traded him Toxic, but the Uber charge out of the Germans is just a bit longer now. They're probably going to take mid as Sarge is just getting bullied out by Gazi right now. Second scout, however, but Demul's behind as well. Aidlos, he's got a little bit out here.
Yeah, Fishkoff bombing onto the blue container. It's a good position, but again, he can't quite find the finish on a frag. Sorex will be able to get the kill there. The Germans are putting good damage out. Couldn't find the finish, but Demul wrapping around. Sort of the same problem for him. Great damage, great flank, but no kills. Korvac going down. Voxy cleaning him up on the side as Korvac trying to come in. So a top 5 Rocket with a player disadvantage. Fishkoff respawning. Oh, but it's traps all over the place. Eloquor gets Voxy again.
Yeah, the Germans right now just trying to find some sort of angle for their sniper, and unfortunately for top 5, they just managed to feed like 3 players into the sniper at the same time. As the Germans, they managed to find like 3 kills, especially onto the demo right there. Eloquor really shouldn't be that far forward. Losing him is incredibly bad right now. The Germans might even be able to push into second here. They don't really look like they're trying to. If Rising finds a pick, however, they'll definitely get it. Demul's dead already. I think we're probably looking at a push here.
Yeah, Demul went for that flank there, but he got popped in the air and then kept up there as well. Juggled, didn't have a good look. There's a trap above this second door. Rising might poke his head out. Doesn't need to get the kill on Sorex. Players in on the other side of the map as well. Rising will be able to bounce backwards and out of there. Fishkoff sent backwards as the Ubercharge used here. Voxy trying to pull a clockwork and body block him. Can only stop him for so long though, and Voxy actually doing a great job of surfing around. Oh, Fishkoff comes in for the kill!
Fishkoff there with a huge flank onto the medic. This is so huge for the Germans right now. They still do have Rising on, not actually be useful that much anymore, but the medic pick right now, you can see they're just building immediately, trying to get as much Ubercharge advantage as possible. Demul, he is on the sniper. He's going to try to find a cheeky little pick onto Menti right now. It's probably one of the only things they can realistically do to try and salvage this round. Dire straits right now for the Frenchies. They're on the back foot right now. I think it's pretty dangerous for them.
Oh, certainly. I mean, the Germans still have to execute it, but if they can get a systematic push together here and get the players where they need to, there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to take the capture. Menti with Voxy on the side there, and now they have used it, are able to get in for free for a bit. The demo man Adelos bombing forward as well. Scout is on the point. Sentries there. The stickies have been popped. He's getting time. He's gotten taken care of by Elikor, but Fishkoff bombing in on Elikor. Elikor is down. Fight continuing, but the Germans in trouble here. Adelos very low. He gets killed by Demol, but Gazzy coming in to save the medic. Menti, they're going to back up. Players are chasing, however.
Yeah, the cleanup out of top 5 was really good right there. We're able to find the stragglers on the German side, which were all quite weak after the initial Uber charge in. The scout solo didn't really find the picks that they needed, and now top 5, they have a solid 40% Uber charge advantage, but Rising still on Sniper, hoping to maybe try and find something, but it's probably pretty difficult. He has to find a big pick, but I don't know, it's easier to snipe from this angle than the other, but he's missing the shot onto Elikor right now. Sarks is dangerously close to him as well. He's just going to back off the sniper right now. They have to find some alternate way to fight this. Menti, he does have Uber charge advantage now, or he does have the Uber charge now as well. Elikor, he's stuck in middle, trying to just back off through lower again. Ubers are even, but no, Rising, he's jumping in, trying to fight Sorex, but Foxy does clean him up instead. It's one player down for each team, but top 5, they're not really in middle anymore. They're going to have to just hold second right now. Pushing in is going to be very difficult with one down.
Well, Demol gets picked off on the side, but Gazzy kind of overcommits that. Voxy in trouble as well. Very low on health. He goes down. Fishkoff not even really in the best fighting shape here as Elikor comes from behind, gets the kill on the medic. Continuing to spit some damage out here. A little bit cautious with it, but Neo's going to come in to finish off Adelos. Fishkoff's looking for maybe something to salvage here. Gets thrown sky high. Can't quite get air shot, but Elikor will come in with the sticky to get the kill on him.
Yeah, Elikor's actually just going to be setting up a cheap key little spawn camp, but Rising just reads him like a book. Just finds two very clean kills there and completely shuts down the offensive of the top 5. The Germans, they don't have... They're sitting at a 90% Ubercharge deficit, but they're still going to try to get the force off, and they get it, and immediately they're just out, trying to salvage as many players as possible right now. They even have a scout backcapping. Kazi finally pulling out his pug antics, but he's just going to get killed off immediately, not really able to find anything.
Overall, that exchange was really good for the Germans, but they have to be careful that they don't fall into the same trap that they were able to punish the Frenchies for, which is, being overconfident after you're given a victory. Right now, Gazzy will be respawning in just a second, so they should be at pretty good strength there. We're also very close to an Uber charge, so they can... Oh no, Menti goes down to spam from Elikor, and some frags coming out to salvage it. Ace still alive though in the corner. Gazzy trying to get in on him as well, but huge pipes again from Elikor. Ace gets the arrow kill, and Fishkoff cleaned up as he goes down. Top 5 rockets, top 5 demo pills as well. They're stomping at the moment.
Yeah, this Menti just getting caught out there is actually really dangerous because of these picks. Top 5 are able to just move on the point, and Adelos just can't really contest. Doesn't find the pipes, and they lose the round off of kind of questionable positioning there, out of the red combo. Not really standing in the best situation compared to where Elikor was.
Like I said, I think it was one of those situations where they'd gotten a victory a little bit earlier. They created some space for themselves, and then they just lost a few players. They were in awkward positioning. Right at the end of that, top 5 rockets just pounded them, but the rest of the round was pretty even, and the Germans did have an advantage for quite a while.
Yeah, exciting stuff. We're now seeing a middle where Rising decides to roll out into his own under and do absolutely nothing but miss rockets at a soldier.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Elikor just raining down stickies and pipes onto the enemy side. There's now a callback. He's jumping in, doing a lot of damage to Adelos, but not finding any kills. Adelos so low, but he's actually just going to get arrowed. Top 5 not really able to find anything. Their aggression hasn't paid off. Demul is so far behind. Elikor's dropping down low to the spam as well. It's a standoff, but Demul's gone down on the flank, and now I think top 5 are going to have to leave this. My instincts are telling me to just leave. Please leave. There's another player's fallen as well.
Yeah, they might get punished for this. Gazzy's trying to come up from the side. Sorex will spot that and actually has a respawner that he's going to have to watch out for. Oh my!
What a pipe! Sticky combo from Elikor destroys Adelos, sends him into the Shadow Realm. Oh my god, and now the demo's dead. They're just gonna push forward. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Adelos finally throws out the nice shot. Gazzy getting some cleanup here though, so Elikor must have been out of pipes, because at some point they're standing in the corner, just scouts swarming all over him. He had nothing left. And so the Germans are going to push for a round here, which if they can score this one, then it does seem that they'd have plenty of time to get another one on the board. Soldier pushing in on the right-hand side, trying to get the sentry gun. It is down, but Rising has crashed out already. Oh, they're going to need to slow this down, but Menti already in the last point. Gets gunned down easily by Sorax. Foxy's going to get cleaned up as well. 3 players are back. The Germans did not engineer that push very well.
No, the positioning again, they're just being a little bit overeager. They're finding the demo pick, trying to get the round off it, but it just turns out it's just not enough. If you go on like that, you have to find kills extremely early, and it has to be more than a demo. They just lose the DM fights, and now they're sitting at a full overcharge disadvantage. Rising's trying to snipe, but again, he just gets nuked by Elecor. Walking forwards, there's so much damage. Callback following up, but it's 2 up. Just a demo and the soldier alive for the Germans. They're getting absolutely slaughtered right now by the French.
Yeah, it was some strong results for him as Elecor, again, he goes down, but they just got like massive frags from him. They're going to push past mid easily the second.
Yeah, they're just getting caught out in situations where they don't really want to be. They're losing these players. Aidlos is dead, but he's just going to come back up again. And now we're looking at a 50% overcharge advantage. Jizz usually big enough to push off of, but they do have a heavy on Voxy this time. It's going to be very difficult. They cannot lose their demo man early in the push again like they have done the previous few times. They have to be able to acquire or to have a demo man in order to have enough damage to be able to kill this man or kill this demo and heavy combo that is so powerful in this map. Voxy, he's just sitting in spawn right now. The Uber does come out of Elicor. He's going to jump in immediately, just spamming down both sides. They do find the gun pretty quickly. Stickies haven't been cleared off the point yet, but they're taking so much room on this last. It's only Voxy and Gazi in forwards. Fishkoff's going to jump on the point along with Rising. They do actually find the cleanup kills, however. Elicor's dangerously low, and looks like they've managed just barely to hold off that push.
Yeah, Elicor will be able to back out alive with Ace. It's not nearly enough to get the hold on second, and I didn't see any real super cheeky traps. He's got one. Oh no, he does have one above the shutter. It's like Menti's on the other side. Elicor's trap will get blasted around. Slow to get on second here, which is always just kind of dangerous and makes you nervous, especially with so much time on the last point. But no one's going to be able to slip through to get behind, and the capture will eventually come out on the second point.
Yeah, the Germans in the follow-up there do actually manage to find two kills onto Neon Demul. So now they're walking into middle through under. Kovacs actually can jump in as well, try to find the force onto Menti, but doesn't get it. And now the Frenchies are so far forward. Uber's actually popped out of both teams right now. Elicor trying to find a kill there onto Fishkopf. They do actually manage to find it. The Germans, they don't have any position on mid anymore. It's just Sorax under right now. He does find the kill onto Menti. And now Elicor, he's just back, man. What is this?
My. That is so demoralizing from Sorax. One of those exchanges where you like exchange the Uber, you're hoping for frags, and then there's like a player that's not Uber behind you, and you're like, all right, well, just kill this guy. And then the Uber fades and he kills your medic. You're like, oh, so painful.
I was watching some STVs of top 5 last week, and Elicor, he wasn't really doing as much as he was used to, but he definitely found himself again this week.
Oh, yeah.
Coming into this, I wasn't expecting him to be this good, but he's so far in this game, he's been absolutely nuking right now. He's sitting on almost as many points as his Pocket Scout, which as a demo has to feel very good. We're now looking at 70%. Actually, no, I can't math. It's only about a 50% advantage for the top 5, but they do find Boxy and his gun immediately now from Demul. They're going to push him through top.
Yeah, sounds like our game crashed, so we're going to do a little bit of radio casting here for a second. Demul pushing him from the side here. He's going to be able to get Rising out of there. Sticky's cleared off the point. And we could just pretend like that was a huge air shot because nobody saw it. It wasn't quite, but still will be 3-0 for top 5 Rocket. 6 minutes left on the match here. We should be back in the game shortly in time for, well, maybe not quite in time for the next mid rollout, but, well, you know, there's still a little bit of time left on this map.
Elicor is electing to roll out Toxic this middle. It's a different mid that we've seen before. He's just trying to lay down a lot of pressure onto low ground on the enemy team at Voxy. He's actually dropping dangerously low already. Gets picked off immediately. Called back as well with a huge bomb there onto Adelos. And now the Germans there nowhere. And Elicor, he's just hitting absolutely every single pipe in the game. I don't know if that was on the camera, but he just hit another double headshot. Oh my god. Now it's a complete wipe for the Frenchies. Only the soldiers for them going down. They're already on second right now. And Kopak, he's electing to sticky up lobby. Just capping a point. On second, Kopak, Elicor actually doing a nice, funny little wiggle to show that he's hitting everything.
Yeah, there was also an earlier air shot on mid on Fishkopf that was pretty crazy. He got like juggled into the air, and someone missed the air shot, and then someone else came in and tagged him on the way down. But push for last is going to be underway. Top 5 Rocket 3-0 score. 25 minutes in. It was a slower pace to start with, but Top 5 Rocket turning it up, blasting this game into space as they want to make this a 4-0. Sticky still on the point. Sorik's going to clear some of those off. Rising jumping on it. There is a Pyro out on the field as well. Gazzy trying to light things up. And well, only a few players left up for Top 5 Rockets. Neo's going to burn down to Gazzy. They do trade. Elicor's got to back up with Ace. There's going to be any hero plays. They're not going to happen on last right now.
Yeah, the Gazzy Pyro that every European pug player fears so much is finally being unleashed, and it is absolutely terrifying. It's so frustrating to play against. I don't know how he does it, but this is just what Gazzy does. He has this very frustrating playstyle to play against, and it's quite difficult to counter. The Germans, they are pushing out of low right now. They do have a 60% advantage. Demol on the sniper, but the Uber's just going to get popped out immediately as soon as they come in. They're not finding any kills off this though, however. The top 5, they're already on the second. And now they have a full Uber charge advantage for themselves. The Germans, they're going to cap this, but they haven't found any kills, and now top 5, they're looking to push through lower. Pretty much the only accepted place that you can push out. The Germans, they want no part of this. They're just backing out already.
Rising does come from behind and gets the Uber charge to be popped off here. Neo will clean that up, and Top 5 Rocket will just push forward into the enemy's second. Korvac getting a kill on Gazzy here as Elicor trying to bomb in. He actually gets kind of stuffed out, and Voxy makes him crater. Demul trying to get some revenge for that. Menti on the ledge though. Demul, Fishkopf, a huge rocket on him.
Yeah, nice little wall rocket there. Doesn't quite hit the direct, but does find the splash rocket. It's probably more depressing than just missing the air shot to hit a nice little splash like that. But now Fishkopf, he is on middle, trying to fend off Korvac. He does go in for the sack. Doesn't find anything onto Menti. He does have full Uber charge, but it's only a 30% advantage. And with Germans not having kept a point yet, it's actually pretty difficult to capitalize on this advantage. Mo's sitting on the sniper. He's trying to find something. He's sitting in forwards right now, looking at Toxic, but he just rotates his angle at the very wrong time, and now he just realizes that everyone's in. He's gonna try to peek hit. Fishkopf is going down, however, the Uber has popped off from both teams. Now, Adelos has gone down in this Uber. Elicor is just doing so much work for this team. Voxy has to just lead his medic out there, and they're sitting on the high ground on mid. Doesn't seem like Elicor cares that much, however. Dropping dangerously low as he just tries to walk in and just tank it, trying to find kills.
Yeah, he is able to survive there with some arrow heals. Demul does go down finally. Korvac pushing forward, finds a little bit of an angle, has to back up now. Rising and engaging, and Gazzy with the chase as well. They get the kill there. Elicor's got some stickies above the door. Stickies in this spot in this map have been getting work done. Doesn't quite get the kill initially, but Fishkopf cleaned up by Neo there. And now other frags coming out, including Menti. Ace is down, and it's just Demul. So the Germans had some sort of positive impact there. But I don't think they're going to be able to try to roll this into last much. Rising is looking for something, but shouldn't get too excited about this.
Yeah, Menti going down here is probably just spelled the end of the map. There's only 2 minutes left, and we have probably been in dead time for actually a pretty long while. 2 minutes, of course, not really enough time. We're just looking to see if top 5 can make this not a 3-1, as yeah, Demul just finds the headshot onto Adelos as well. Now Rising, he's sitting in lobby just holding on for dear life. Germans, they're forced to sit outside right now. Without their demo, it's so hard to really hold anything on this map.
Yeah, and right now we are in, you know, what is dead time, garbage time to some teams. But some teams, you got to look at it like practice. And right now the Germans just want to get around on the board because they do have a second map coming up against top 5 Rockets. We'll have to see what they can get done here in this last minute and a half.
Yeah, they just have to hopefully maybe find a moral victory when they push it in this last, but it does require that they somehow are able to push into Reckoner last in even Uber situation, which is incredibly difficult. As we've seen so far, it's hard to push into last with an Uber charge advantage. Pushing in with even Ubers is borderline impossible. They're just going to attempt it anyways. Voxy's just going to take the Uber in, but the Uber is going to be so long out of Ace, and he finally pops it. They don't even find this sentry gun kill this time. It's now Menti. He's gonna get called out here.
Ooh.
Doesn't actually die. He drops dangerously low from the combined damage of Sorex, but Elikor does go down by Boxies. He just runs it. Complete disregard for his life there. Soldier, he's coming in as well. Rising does find a kill onto Callback. Gets traded as well. It's 3 down for top 5 actually. Demul, he's just on the sniper. Possibly the worst time to snipe when he finds Fishkoff anyway. Doesn't care. He knows he finds another kill. He's just sniping absolutely everyone right now. Elikor finds a kill onto Gazi. I think 20 seconds left. This is completely curtains. They have honestly probably crushed the Germans on this first map. Not really able to find the pushes that they need. Rising just gets headshot by Demul. Putting on a show for the boys, and potential warning for the next map, as it is Viaduct, where we might actually see some more of this Demul sniper action.
Yeah, that was pretty nasty, and sniping from last, always a good option if you got some length on that last point, so you can just pop back in a spawn. And it definitely seemed like the Germans were going to be able to get that capture. It was just like down to the sentry gun, really. That was like the last like obstacle. And then Demul showed up on sniper, so not able to accomplish that. Ends up being 3-0, but it was a strong fight. It was an exciting map. I'm sure we're gonna have some logs here in a second.
It was very close, actually. Surprisingly close,
yeah,
in my opinion. Wasn't expecting it to be this close. Trying to find the logs as well right now.
And yeah, some people in chat were kind of calling out Menti dying out a lot. But you know, it was just kind of a rough map. Actually, the numbers don't look too bad, although they look great for Ace. If you haven't pulled up the logs yet, I'm not sure what our stream's looking like, but you know, Ace has got 2 deaths, so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Ace just putting up the superior performance there. Elikor, however, he has some good stats, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
little bit over 10,000 damage. Yeah. Welcome to Reckoner, eXtine. This is what the Demoman can do, and he just completely outshines Aedalos. Amiga, not even 200 DPM.
Ooh,
crazy stuff.
Quick rule check. We'll get back to the stats, but quick rule check. Are we playing 4 rounds of product, or 3, or?
It's first to 3 rounds.
First to 3 rounds. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Elikor was just destroying. I mean, that was nasty. He had some. There were some other players that were out there in the frags. Sorex 26 and 12. So a few less deaths, you know, 100 less damage per minute, but still 26 frags. He was pretty nasty. Ghazi, though, actually also, though, was up there with 26 frags himself. Voxy, 19. So scouts for the Germans were certainly part of their power. Fishkoff had some moments, but also sort of just got pounded on aerially. He had 8 air shots himself, but just seemed like there was a bunch of moments where Fishkoff was getting picked out by Elikor or Korback or Demul. You know, same for Rising, I guess.
The map on Reckoner can actually be pretty good for the Soldier, but they're just not really able to capitalize off their team. If you're in a situation like that where you're just kind of losing, getting caught out a lot, it's difficult to really do that much. However, we are heading on to, thankfully, a map where the Soldier doesn't matter and it doesn't exist. Viaduct, everyone's favorite. Yeah. This is gonna be a fun one. Again, it's another map where Elikor can absolutely just go ham, and Scouts as well. Sorex and Neo can just have so much fun. This is, I don't know, I'm pretty sure, actually, if I'm to give a prediction right now, I'd favor top 5 heavily in this. They just seem to be more on in the day, and the play is definitely looking superior for this map.
Yeah, no, certainly if we had a live odds going on right now, like between the first map and this second map, yeah, definitely it's just going to swing further in top 5's favor. I mean, Elikor going crazy. What we saw, the Demul sniper was pretty nasty. You know, you have to anticipate that when it comes to, you know, off strats. While there certainly was some good efforts from Verdas, you know, unless they have something crazy up their sleeves, you know, some of the communication issues or execution issues, I guess, more so than communication. We're not really sure what's happening. But some of the execution issues that they had in a 5 CP map, especially combined with the deathmatch, doesn't really bode well for product. But, you know, got to play the game for a reason.
And we are going live. As we are heading into map 2 of ETF2L, season 34, powered by the community. Week 5 between top 5 and the Germans.
Quick shout out to the community, right? Quick shout out to the community.
Shout out to the community. Hearts in the chat, boys. We are going into mid. Aidlos, he's just spamming. Go ahead and take it away next time.
Alright, well, Elicor working up the side. Rising is trying to get through connector, so he's going to be the first one, going over to grass side and then jumping over to China. He is on slope, right in the face of Elicor as Voxy comes in as well, so they are going to be able to get that kill. And now top 5 on the red instead of the blue as last round. Sorex kind of salvaging some things here, but Ace in a little bit of trouble is going to back up all the way. Minty similarly in a little bit of trouble, is not going to back up, but the regen is going to kick in, so Minty will be safe here.
That was an extremely passive mid fight coming out of top 5, just hoping that Damu would find kills, but they didn't really actually get anything. So they just ended up all sitting in their China getting absolutely just spammed on. But Korback, he finds such a good angle onto Menti. Doesn't actually kill him, but that's so much spam. The Uber's actually popped out right now. They don't really get anything off this Uber charge, and now Damul, he's brought very low, but they find a kill onto Voxy as well, and they pop the Uber back up. Rising's behind, but it doesn't really matter. Menti goes down as well. Fishkov, he's gonna try to jump in, try to salvage this. Elicro is dead right now. I'm joking, he's not dead. That's Rising. Everyone else is dead as well. Oh boy.
Yeah, that was pretty nutty fight at some point with like 3 players bombing past the players that were capturing the point to just like chase like Korback. I don't know, it was kind of wacky. Just the fight had fallen apart, but top 5 were able to come out on top, capturing the point. 50 seconds off the clock for Menti and the German team, so that's a okay, first capture. You want a little bit more, like a minute or something, but still not bad. And Ace doesn't have an overcharge yet. The red team is kind of back, but Elicor did get a pick off on Gazi there with a trap.
Yeah, and the Frenchies, they're playing so passive, they're just trying to bait the enemy team into the Damul sniper, but it seems like it doesn't even matter. It's now Sorex of Neo found themselves 3 kills. As they do get the sack wave in out of the German side, they've managed to force Ace, and now it's a solid 70-90% Ubercharge advantage for Menti. They're going to look to try and push this out, but now on the side of top 5, they're going to just look to force Menti as soon as possible. Coming out right now, they do have the spawn advantage, and immediately Fishkov just goes down to the bomb from Korback. Uber gets popped up as well. This is really bad for the Germans. Foxy's so far forward, but he's not really able to find anything. As now top 5, they can just re-aggress. Foxy, he's just looking confused right now. They're sitting on the point, all of them. This is just the time where the enemy team can just spam on them so hard with the wall. He's sitting in main, finds the kill onto Voxy. Now they're going to rotate over. The Germans, they have to back off there. They do have Rising on the flank, however. He's going to jump in right now onto the sniper of the Mool. Does find him. Doesn't really find anything else. Sark's already on an 8 killing spree. I don't think he's died yet. And he's just, he's the scout class playing on product. And it seems to be working out incredibly well. Just gonna edge out the point from the Germans. They can't really contest this. As top 5, they haven't even popped that Uber charge yet. They're still sitting on this advantage and just hold it forever.
Yeah, it's, the Germans have been able to squeak out some time. But this is slowly going steadily more and more in the favor of top 5 rockets. They're able to pick off Foxy again with some stickies from Elicor, and Korback holding the rock as well before backing up to, well, his own rock, I guess. He's going to jump over though. Actually, we'll have a good look at Menti. Force an early Uber charge. They're having to flash a lot of players, not really finding him up. Fishkov getting floated again. He's going to bounce over to the health pack on the far side. But is kind of going to get chased back further. Korback has gone down. Fishkov's still behind, but not in a spot where he can help out with Rising. So Sorex and Neo going to combine there. Sorex still on concrete, fighting against Gazi now. Players pushing in there. Yeah, Neo gets the kill on Adela. Sorex finally going down, but Neo killing Foxy as well. This fight going the way of top 5 rockets. Neo, one more. That's Fishkov.
Sorex just does so much work for his team. Doesn't actually find any kills when he takes that 1v2, but it doesn't really matter because he just forces the entirety of the enemy team, or like at least half of it, to just focus on him instead of the other players on his team. Really just pulling them so far back and enabling his team to walk across the point, do a lot of damage. the sniper out of the mall hasn't really done that much. It's Rising. He just goes down immediately, and Eliko finds a nice pipe there onto Adelos as well. They're looking forwards now, and Eliko, he's just trying to do his best tank impression, but it is, of course, the Germans with the Panzerwagens. Doesn't seem to matter, though. He has cracked it. Ubercharge up is popped up, but Eliko, he does get dropped by Menti. Not so sorry, that's actually Ace. But now Voxy, he's trying to fight both scouts at once, but the flank of callback, he finds Mentalex as well. Voxy's down to 60 HP on this grass area right now. They're walking forwards onto Demul. He's actually caught off right now. They do find this sniper kill. Very important right now. It means they're actually able to recontest a little bit more. Kill onto Sarks as well. But now the return kills in out of Eliko and Neo combined forces. Pick up 2 quick kills on the point, and Adelos, he's dropping dangerously low here.
I'm sort of surprised they even got the... Oh no, excuse me, I'm a little confused. Anyways, the Soldier Bomb coming in here from Rising. Doberman is getting blasted back, but will get safe there by Ace. Adelos still working to get in here. And with this control of the point, it's going to have to be held for a minute without giving it up at all.
Yeah,
we'll see what they can get done. Rising on the side, though, gets taken out by Demul. Gazi will come into exchange there. But top 5 Rockets looking to get out and get this capture. Voxy has to stand on the point to contest this. Neo's behind the rock. The overcharge was used out. Menti, a couple other players down. They just need to finish this capture. There it is. The round is theirs.
Yeah, the Germans not quite really able to ever really get a proper presence on the point. It seems like top 5 were just either able to just beat them outright or bait them into a situation where they'd lose the post-Uber fight. Not really able to find anything on the point. They're going to have to do something extra in this second round. Maybe, hopefully, a bit more of an aggressive mid from top 5, and we can actually see that this might actually be the case. Both soldiers from both teams actually jumping in fairly aggressively. However, nothing's really been found quite yet, but top 5, they're so passive right now. Demul is back on the soldier, but doesn't really seem to be doing anything. Rising so deep right now. Almost finds the airshot onto Eliko there. Drops dangerously low. He's still behind. Trying to fight Neo, but it's just not a fight you really win there as a soldier. They're aggressing back in top 5, and Menti just accidentally finds himself in front of his scout. Takes a lot of damage he doesn't really need to take. Does get piped by Eliko. Now top 5, they're just walking forwards. They do win the post fight. Callback is dead, however. Gazi's walking in. This is so close right now, but now finally. Scouts for Adelos. It's a nice pipe onto Demul. Doesn't end up matching, but the Uber in the end gets forced by Ace. Top 5, they're going to try to forward hold.
Yeah, it was Fishkopf coming through there at the end there that got the pot, but I think it's, you know, one of those things, their initial victory there was just an illusion. They were able to capture the point, but not able to hold it in the after fight. Ace and company coming through very well prepared for that. So they're going to be able to get the capture and establish this strong forward hold.
Yeah, this forward hold is notoriously difficult to break. Usually it is used in the presence of an Uber, but it doesn't matter if Menti's just going to go down to the stickies of Eliko. However, 2 kills from Adelos and Rising on to both the soldiers out of top 5. So now we are seeing that the Germans, they're going to aggress anyway, even though top 5, they do have the 100% Uber out. Rising's actually going to find his way behind. This is so important as a soldier on this map. Pretty much the only thing you can do, but the Uber charge comes out of top 5, kills Adelos and Voxy. Rising, he's stuck behind, can't really do anything, and now Neo, he's just... Ooh. While Rising has his hand off his keyboard, scratching his nose, it's his time to just go down back into spawn with the rest of his team.
Yeah, Sork's surviving for quite a while in the spawn area as well. Menti was able to just barely get in there to get the respawn cabinet, but things aren't really all that great for him. They're going to try to dry push here since they are up just against, you know, no Uber charge. Numbers are even, but still in the situation, you know, the circumstances of King of the Hill maps, you know, it's still worth considering just sending a sack wave in. And I don't know, they're kind of wishy-washy about that. They are going to be able to capture the point though, but Fishkopf goes down. And Rising looking to jump here, or at least just throw some rockets down from above, but I don't know, he seems to, well, he is jumping around. Oh, okay, he gets the kill on Ace around the house. That's a big pickup, especially getting Elikor as well. But at the same time, somehow, top 5 Rockets are going to be able to get the capture here, and that's... Oh, well, Neo needs to finish that. He's waiting for some respawners. At least I think that's what the game plan is here. But, you know, it is all about the capture, so if they give up the capture here, it doesn't really matter if they won that previous fight. and very smart plays by top 5 Rockets as well with that spawn time manipulation to not get the capture and push people's spawn timers back.
The Germans managed, or the top 5 managed to find really 2 important picks there, onto Adelos and Menti towards the end of that fight. Now we do see Eloquor just locking down the entire left side area, completely destroys Voxy, and now he's just following up on the damage. Demore does go down on the flank over, but Rising so low, can't really capitalize on the pick. Might send a soldier in now, but no, he's just gonna call back, he's just gonna sit on top of Cliff, spam the enemy team out. They're just holding this for as long as they can. Bishkov is dropping dangerously low as well, but Rising, he's found his way behind again. Does this all the time, but Gazi, he does get piped, and now Sarks as well with the Uber charge. He does find the kill onto Menti. He's walking onto Adelos as well, just finds him. Now the soldiers on the German side, they're not really able to find anything. They're all so low, and now it seems to be a forward hold coming out of top 5 as they capitalize on these picks they found, and another Uber charge. And now Eloquor, he's just destroying the enemy on this cliff. He's finding so much damage, and everyone's so low. Nice rocket there by Fishkov, but it doesn't really seem to matter.
No.
Wait, what is happening? Wait, are they just behind? Did they flank all the way around? This is a classic NA McCraft that I'm seeing right now. And I'm not really sure if it's doing anything. What a rocket from Fishkov though onto Eloquor. Somehow this is working for the Germans.
I guess I'll take. I guess I'll take that as a compliment at the end of the day, then, you know, because did get the job done, you know.
I'm not sure what I'm looking at right now, but Eloquor is just gonna get picked off by Gazi as well. We've devolved into just some other type of game. It's only 2 players up for top 5. It's both scouts.
Yeah, the Germans are kind of feeding off the chaos here, but you know, at the same time, this is essentially overtime. So they have a minute and a half where they have to completely hold this one capture, and they could lose it. So this forward hold is good, but they pop this Uber charge. Still plenty of time left for. Oh no, he doesn't even pop it.
Korback.
It's dropped by Korback. Fairly, I don't know, inexcusable, as terrible as it is to blame medics, but really should have popped at some point there on that bomb coming in.
Yeah, everyone on the Germans just seem to be kind of feeding right now. Both soldiers are dead for top 5, but it doesn't really matter right now. Adelos is dangerously low, and so's the scout. On point, but Gazi, he's just gonna walk into 4 people, somehow kills Sarix. I don't really know how you can explain that, other than the pug brain finally just coming out. The Uber is popped out of top 5 here, they just have to secure the point. They find 3 kills there, and Gazi's just in as well right now, but it's just not enough. 2 rounds for top 5, they just need 1 more. Comeback has to be in order here for the Germans. They have to find something in this match.
Yeah, from their perspective they have to. Yeah, they need something going on. It just kind of hasn't been enough. There's been some hints in this round where they're just like kind of starting to unleash themselves, starting to play free. They're getting frags on Eloquor, and Gazi's starting to open up, but it just like hasn't quite been enough. Big bomb in around. Must have been from Rising, or actually that was Fishkov. Now Rising coming in, he will be able to find Demul. He trades out. But the pressure continues. Ace and Eloquor down.
Yeah, the Germans finally finding aggression that actually works and is able to punish the passivity of top 5's mids. They do find both. They find the 2 most important kills in Ace and Eloquor right now. Shutting down actually Eloquor fairly well throughout most of this official. He hasn't really been able to pop off to the extent that he was last map, and it's definitely extremely important on this map to lock down the enemy demo. Rising's been able to find a flank a lot of the time, and it's just so useful. But now Eloquor, he's so deep into the enemy. Fishkov! He just hits a crazy ass shot on Eloquor again! What is this? He finds everything!
Yeah.
Korback does find Hadelos, but does it really matter?
That was pretty insane. And so they are going to be, the Germans are going to be controlling the point here. And they've gotten 40 seconds off the clock already. Ace will have the charge shortly though, so we will see the counter push coming in. And Adel is in some early trouble as well, actually taken out. He's been having some issues this map.
Yeah, he's just been kind of outclassed right now. As we do see Demul, he's trying to get aggressive, but at the same time Fishkov is just in on the medic. Does actually get the force out of Ace. 2 players down for the Germans, top 5. They actually just recommit. They recommit and they claim the point off of the frankly, just a bit of unwarranted over-aggression there from Adelos. Gets picked off in a situation where he really cannot die. And now they're granting top 5 back, they're granting them position back on the point, and it's, as we've seen so far, it's been very difficult for the Germans to actually wrestle back the point once they've given it properly over to top 5. Elikor with a trap onto Gazi as well.
And that's been part of the reason is they just like drop these entry frags with players going down. Now they're in an awkward situation. I mean, Gazi will be respawning soon, but he's just still not with the fight. Pretty good stickies from Adelos, and actually nice serve from Menti to get on top of the house, but he drops down and then gets quickly punished. The fight continues, and Ace has been able to escape, so this is kind of just one of those back and forth situations from Viaduct, where it was like, okay, well, previously, Menti, they're holding it. It's like, okay, well, it was fine to give up the point there. You guys are going to be able to recapture it. Here, it's on the other side. Ace stays alive, so losing everybody else and losing the point, it's not really that big of a deal because they have an Uber charge and they're going to be able to recapture it right away.
Yeah, and also the quick spawns when you don't have the point cap just allows top 5 to come in even faster. They're already on the point right now and they're claiming the high ground, but the soldiers are at beast. And now Rising's dropping dangerously low, actually drops down immediately. But Korbach, he's just in on Menti, finds a kill immediately now, and the jump has just been completely shut down. There is a consolation kill onto Sorex, but it doesn't really matter. Neo's dangerously low as well, but ultimately doesn't really do that much. The Germans have just completely lost precedent on the point. Maybe even in this match, to be completely honest. It's going to be so difficult now. Rising, he's on what I'd probably call the tilt sniper, where he's just going to try to find something. But Korbach with a large flank doesn't actually find anything except for a lot of damage and maybe a minor heart attack on Menti's side.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a scare there, but nothing accomplished.
It is Halloween after all.
Yeah. Not too big of a deal. He will be back shortly, but it does give some encouragement. And actually, Rising getting the snipe on D-Mool. See if he just instantly respawns as sniper to counter that. I got a sneaking suspicion that might happen. Neo does chase off Fishkoff. Fishkoff very low, but right behind Ace as the Uber Charger comes out. Ace! Oh no, it was Rising who got the kill on Ace. So Rising with that sniper has been making it work. But Korbach will get the frag from behind. Point not captured, but Menti with the 80%. So it is, again, sort of, as long as he can survive, sort of mission accomplished. But he is in trouble here. Oh, D-Mool finds the kill. Looks like Foxy's
gonna... Snipe from Rising onto Ace is just the only thing that's realistically holding the Germans in this game right now. That kill only means that it's a 20% Uber charge advantage for Ace and not anything more, which means that they might actually just be able to hope that they can hold this with an even Uber charge if they don't give off any free kills for top 5. It's pretty much the only hope they have right now. The top 5 just slowly aggressing back onto the point. They're just spamming it out, taking a lot of space that the Germans aren't really willing to commit to, as they know that it's going to be so difficult. If they lose another fight, they're probably out of this game. They have one or two fights left in them. 50 seconds for both teams. And they're just in a war of attrition right now. Both spamming. Ace is at a 10% at Uber advantage. They might actually commit off this. As Rising, he's dropping low. But now Korbach on the flank, he's dropped down to 17 HP. But now it's just a soldier behind for the Germans who might not actually be able to find anything. They do get the cap, however. In the meantime, Fishkoff is dead now, and Elikor may be low, but the Uber is popped out of the Germans first before Ace even pops it. And now Voxy is in, finally gets a force. But top Sorex is just jumping forwards right now. Doesn't really find anything. Voxy finds a kill on Geneva, but that's probably it right now. There's a soldier in on Menti. He finds him again, and now Elikor is so hurt. This is so many fights. Sorex is trying to kill Voxy. He's just a lone scout on the point, trying to keep his head in the game. 10 seconds left. They can probably just get these spawns right now and then try to fight. This is probably the last fight that they can realistically take. One last fight to try and keep themselves in the game and in the points for this official. Trying to not be bottom table in ETF2L. This is deadly tense for the Germans right now.
Yeah, nobody likes that goose egg, but this is a dry push potential for him. It is even. If Ace can stay up, though, he could get the Uber charge here, as he's at 80% right now. Only a little bit of capture time and not enough pressure on Ace. He's backing up. Players on the point now. 8 seconds on the clock here, but Ace with the Uber charge now. They're going to be pushing forward. Elikor on the side. Sorex starting to get some time to make sure that they get some overtime here. They have to be a little bit careful. Somebody has to stand on it. Elikor getting on it now. Neo's on the edge there as well. They have players on the point. The Uber charge has faded. Sorex picked up one on Adelos, picked up Gazi. Ace has gone down. Menti trying to push forward with Fishkoff. It's just them. Menti goes down. Fishkoff fighting. He's going to get cleaned up. And there you go. GG's called.
That was actually really close, despite what the scoreline said toward the end of the final round. Looks like the Germans, they just didn't come. If they come in like this at the start of the game, it might have been different. But they didn't. They weren't able to find the kill onto Ace there in the end. The top 5 knew that they could lose that player and just go back in with the Ubercharge advantage. Just kill all the Germans on the point, recap it, and win the round. Germans just not able to find the kills quick enough, and unfortunately they lose with they leave this without a single point for the ETF2L season. Still in the coveted -1 point in the table right now. Disappointing, honestly.
Yeah, it was a rough one for him. I mean, the premiership is tough. It takes a lot of skill, a lot of talent in TF2 to even get this far, and then you accomplish it, and you're like, yeah, we made it. And then you're like, all right, here's your opposition, and you're just like, shit. Well, you know, top 5 Rockets, very talented team. They're just getting stronger. And our German team here did put up a strong opposition, but indeed, they weren't able to get a single round, 3-0, 3-0. Things were very close in that first map. Could have been a tight game. Could have been a very close map. It was pretty close, but just not quite able to get things together. A few small slip-ups. And product kind of similar. It was just a little overall too much pressure from top 5 Rockets.
Yeah, it's hard to win on product if your medic dies 3 times as much as the enemy medic. Menti dies 14 times, and Ace only dies 5, which is, if you look at the damage stats as well in this game, it's just there are 3 members on top 5 with over 300 damage. So it's rough stuff. Fishkoff does have the most important stat of them all. He wins the award.
Wow, yeah, both maps. He got a total of 16 tonight, so that's that's pretty fast. Something to be proud of for sure.
So the most important stat in any log is who has the most air shots. It's every soldier's dream to hit what I'd like to call the lava game, the mythical 20 air shots in one game, not on Granary.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, and a strong performance from Ace as well. Just 5 deaths over the 3 rounds here on Product. Product's a tough one because there's just so many opportunities for teams that are like, yeah, we're going to send a 4-player sack wave, you know. So, as well as snipers on the map. So it's tough to stay alive on Product. Overall, though, he was only dead 7 times between the 2 maps. So very strong performance from him on the heals. And top 5 Rocket, you know, excited to see what they might do against some of the other stronger opposition in ETF2L, and we'll see if they can kind of sneak into the playoff picture as the season continues.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it is looking grimmer and grimmer for the Germans right now in the remainder of the season. I'm actually just trying to check out who they're playing next. It does look like they are playing Bus Crew, which might be close, and then they're playing Nerd Rage. Yeah, it's looking pretty rough. They're just gonna hopefully try to not finish bottom table, but it's looking pretty difficult for them. They're gonna have to find something towards the end of this season here. Maybe look for a pick-me-up, some form or another. I have to say though, I was really impressed by Rising and his play, honestly, throughout both games. I think he was doing a lot for his team, probably having the most impact. I think he was very good. He was the guy on his team actually. On that second map of Viaduct, who actually did the most damage. He was doing a lot with the resources that he was given, and it's just sadly it wasn't quite enough. But yeah, I think they need to stay around for a little bit longer. They're just honestly getting a bit out synergized by the Frenchies, who are known to have played together for literally forever. So the synergy is just there.
Yeah, and synergy is what it's all about in TF2. You know, you just kind of gotta have players that have been with each other for a long time that really understand what, you know, even just kind of the communications that are going on, like what's really meant by what's said. And then also, you know, when things are not said, you know, where each other are, how to work together, how to get through difficult matches, you know, and work through changing strategies on the fly. You know, that stuff's difficult, and that stuff really only comes with time. So the German team did put together a good effort. I look forward to seeing their growth as a team. I hope that they stick together. But top 5 Rocket, who have been together for a while, Elcor absolutely pounding other players having a great match, and well, I had a lot of fun, and hope all of our viewers had a lot of fun. I want to give a quick shout out to our producer today, ArchRhythm, and Wandum. Thank you so much for joining me. Do you have any shout outs you want to give real quick?
I want to do a quick little shout out to my boys at uni. Didn't get mad at me today when I said that I didn't want to stay and do extra homework. Shout out to them. See you tomorrow for the 8 a.m. lecture. I can't wait.
Yeah, there you go. Awesome, excellent. Well, once again, shout out to you guys for joining us in this cast. I also want to
have an interview. I think we should interview someone before we go away, eXtine. I think there's someone hiding in the TFTV channel. Maybe we'll be able to drag him in somehow. Have a little chat before we round it off completely. Am I joking? I don't know. Maybe I'm trolling.
I don't know. I don't see anybody either. So. All right. Well. Wah. We tried, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe next time. Not going to get that interview in. Would have been nice to have a quick chat with Ace and see what his thoughts were on the match. Congratulations to him for the victory tonight, though. Looking forward to seeing the results of Top 5 Rocket in the future. Well, I'll give my other shout out.
Maybe
maybe we're not quite done here. The other shout out I was going to give was to the Beyond the Summit TF2 event. That's coming up January 18th and 19th in the year 2020. That's going to be hype. The details of all the teams that will be coming are not 100% confirmed. A few of the teams have individually confirmed, but the event itself will be putting out some hype announcements about it. So stay tuned for those news, and should be exciting. And yeah, indeed, here we are. We are joined by Ace. Ace, how are you doing after that victory? Congratulations.
Hello. Feels good.
Hello.
6 points.
Yeah. Were you guys worried for a little bit on Reckoner? Was there extreme focus needed, or what was like the vibe in the channel?
Was pretty like relaxed. Reckoner being like one of my good maps and one of the team's good maps, so we were in control. So just a slow map overall.
How do you? What's your overall thoughts on Reckoner compared to the map we had last season, Logjam? Sure, thoughts on the map?
I personally played a lot of seasons, and Reckoner has been one of my favorite maps for like all the gimmicks you can abuse. I think you have seen like the sentry, the brass beast footies on right, and the sniper. Yeah, that's my fault. So I could make it worse if Vaccinator was allowed, but it's not. And I really like Reckoner. I think it's a pretty solid map. And yeah, I just like it. I rate it above Logjam from my experience from last season. I think it's much more enjoyable than Logjam.
Sure. Going into product, you did start out with Demul on Sniper. Is this something you do a lot? Or is it just something that you do whenever Demul's kind of feeling it? I know Demul's kind of a weird player to play with. He's kind of has his own ideas of how to do things. Hard to control.
I'm very happy to play with Demul because Demul plays Soldier and he can snipe. That's perfect when my scouts are Sorex and Neo. So we're not sacrificing any scout DM for a sniper. And yeah, I think we use the sniper on product much more as a gimmick and to adapt to what like the enemies do. So let's say they have a good sniper, and we try, if the mule is not doing much, we change and stuff like that. So we just like adapt to the situation. But yeah, we use the sniper, but again, it's a gimmick. We don't like perma snipe much in scrims.
Sure. Okay. Do you have any further questions, eXtine? I think I'm running low.
Just curious, if you have any thoughts of, how you guys stack up against, Nerd Rage, Karnax, or Electro, the other top teams, as this season progresses towards playoffs.
Obviously, I want to see my team like winning, so we could get into playoffs, because this for me is a very important season. It's my first season in Prem, and I want to do like my best. So Reaching playoffs, maybe I'm getting like second or third. I think third is doable. Second kinda but that would be amazing.
I guess a follow up on that, especially since you mentioned that this is your first season in Premiership. You had a very strong game here today, so congratulations on such a strong performance. Considering this is your rookie season.
Thank
have you guys spoken about Copenhagen 2020 or even perhaps on the Insomnia in August? I know that's quite a ways away, but is that in discussion with this team? This team has attended those lands and performed excellent in the past.
I know that some individuals have been to lands like Sorex and Elakur. But for now, we're not talking about lands and the future of the team, like the remote future. We're just like focusing on the season and getting like one step at a time close to, the objective, which is playoffs.
Awesome. Well, any shouts from you before we wrap this up?
PagChamp, thank you for getting me into Prem. That's all.
Excellent. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Ace. I think we gave them the rest of our shout outs already before you showed up. Thanks again to Wandum for joining me, ArchRhythm on production, and for you guys joining us in chat. I am eXtine. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you guys next time. Peace out.
Bye.